Have you ever heard an older person say, "In my time, we could buy all this for just a few dollars"? They're not lying. Prices really do tend to rise over time. In economics, we have a name for the rate at which prices increase. We call it inflation. In this video, we're going to understand inflation using two main tools: the Consumer Price Index, CPI, and the GDP Deflator. Don't worry about the big names. By the end, you'll see they're just different ways of answering one simple question: how much have prices changed? Let's start with why we should care. When inflation is high, the value of money falls. If you keep $1,000 under your mattress and prices rise a lot, that same $1,000 will buy less stuff next year. So inflation erodes the value of savings and reduces the real value of people's wealth. Because of this, one big goal of macroeconomics is stable prices. We don't want prices to be jumping all over the place. That's why governments constantly track inflation using different measures. The most commonly used ones are 1. CPI, that is, Consumer Price Index, and 2. GDP Deflator. Let's start with CPI because it's closest to everyday life. Now, to understand the GDP deflator, we're going to play with a tiny imaginary economy that only produces two things: apples and bananas. On your screen, you can see a table with prices and quantities for 2 years, 1980 and 2017. In 1980, apples cost 25 cents and people bought 1,000 of them. Bananas cost 50 cents and people bought 500. If we multiply prices by quantities and add them up, we get nominal GDP for that year. In 1980, nominal GDP equals 0.25 times 1,000 plus 0.5 times 500, which equals 250 plus 250, which is $500. In 2017, apples cost $1 and people bought 1,500. Bananas cost $1.50 and people bought 1,000. Now do the same. In 2017, nominal GDP equals 1 times 1,500 plus 1.5 times 1,000, which equals 1,500 plus 1,500, which is $3,000. So, at first glance, it looks like the economy's value went from $500 to $3,000. That's a six-fold increase, right? Not so fast. These numbers are in current prices of each year. We call that nominal GDP, GDP measured using the prices that existed at the time. But notice something. Prices in 1980 were low, and prices in 2017 are much higher. So part of the jump from 500 to 3,000 is not because people are producing more, but because each apple and banana is more expensive. To separate price changes from quantity changes, we switch to real GDP. Real GDP is just GDP after removing the effect of inflation. We do this by using base year prices or a fixed year's prices and current year quantities. In our example, 1980 is the base year. So, to calculate real GDP in 1980, we use 1980 prices and 1980 quantities. That's exactly the same as nominal GDP in 1980, which is $500. To calculate real GDP in 2017, we use 1980 prices, but 2017 quantities. So, we calculate real GDP of apples as 1,500 times 0.25, which is $375, and bananas as 1,000 times $0.5, which is $500. When we add them, we get 375 plus 500, which is $875. So, in 2017, nominal GDP equals $3,000 and real GDP equals $875. Real GDP tells us that after adjusting for price increases, the actual output is equivalent to $875 in 1980 dollars. That's a much more realistic picture of how much the economy's real production grew. Now let's bring in the GDP deflator. While CPI focuses on the cost of a fixed consumer basket, the GDP deflator looks at the prices of all goods and services produced in the economy. So, CPI is about what consumers feel, GDP deflator is about economy-wide prices. The GDP deflator is an index that compares current prices to base year prices. The formula is GDP deflator equals nominal GDP divided by real GDP multiplied by 100. Let's calculate it for our example. For 1980, deflator equals 500 divided by 500 multiplied by 100, which equals 100. The deflator for the base year is always 100. That's our starting reference. For 2017, deflator equals 3,000 divided by 875 multiplied by 100, which approximately equals 342.86. So, what does 342.86 mean? It means that, on average, price levels in 2017 are about 3.4 times higher than in 1980 for goods and services produced in this economy. We can also use the deflator to convert any nominal value into a real value, measured in base year prices. The formula is real value equals nominal value divided by deflator multiplied by 100. Here's an example. Suppose nominal GDP is $1,200 and the GDP deflator is 150. Real GDP equals 1,200 divided by 150 multiplied by 100, which equals 8 times 100, which is $800. So, in base year dollars, the true value is 800. You've basically deflated the number. You've taken out the effect of higher prices.
Think of CPI as following a typical urban shopper around. The Consumer Price Index tracks the prices of a huge basket of goods and services that a typical urban household buy, roughly 80,000 different items. So CPI answers the question, how much more expensive has normal life become for the average consumer? If CPI goes up, it means the cost of living has gone up. Now let's go back to CPI, but this time with a concrete example. Imagine a small market basket with just 3 vegetables: cucumbers, zucchini, bell peppers. For each item, we fix the quantities in the basket. These quantities don't change. What changes are the prices in different years. We have base year as 1990 and current year as 2017. Let's calculate the cost of the basket in 1990 first. Cucumbers is 10 times 50 cents equals $5. Zucchini is 5 times 50 cents equals $2.50. And bell peppers is 18 times 25 cents equals $4.50. Add them up, basket cost in 1990 equals 5 plus 2.5 plus 4.5 equals $12. Now in 2017, prices changed. Cucumbers became 10 times 75 cents equals $7.50. Zucchini became 5 times $1 equals $5. And bell peppers is 18 times 25 cents equals $4.50. Add those up, basket cost in 2017 equals 7.5 plus 5 plus 4.5 equals $17. So the same basket that cost $12 in 1990 now costs $17 in 2017. Now we turn those basket costs into an index. The formula for CPI is cost in current year divided by cost in base year times 100. So here, CPI is 17 divided by 12 times 100, which is 141.67. What does 141.67 mean? It means the cost of this basket has gone up by about 41.67% since 1990. Prices are roughly 1.4 times higher for this set of goods. Just like the GDP deflator, we can use CPI to convert nominal values into real values. The formula is the same structure. Real value equals nominal divided by CPI times 100. Let's take an example. A television costs $100 in 2017. We want to know, what would that be in 1990 dollars? We use the CPI of 141.67. Real price in 1990 equals 100 divided by 141.67 times 100 equals $70.59. So in terms of 1990 purchasing power, that $100 TV in 2017 is like a $70.59 TV in 1990. Finally, how do we measure the percentage inflation between 2 years when we know they're CPIs or deflators? We use the usual percentage change formula. Inflation percent is equal to new minus old divided by old times 100. For example, suppose the CPI goes from 125 to 150. Inflation equals 150 minus 125 divided by 125 times 100. That is, 25 divided by 125 times 100 equals 20%. So we would say there has been 20% inflation over that period. Let's pull everything together. Inflation is the rate at which prices rise over time. When inflation is high, the real value of money and savings falls. CPI measures how prices of a typical consumer basket change. GDP deflator measures how overall prices in the economy change. Nominal GDP uses current prices. Real GDP adjusts for inflation using base year prices. We use formulas like nominal divided by real times 100 is deflator. Nominal divided by index times 100 is real value. New minus old divided by old times 100 is inflation rate. So inflation isn't just a scary word on the news. It's a way of describing how the story of money and prices changes over time. Once you understand CPI, real GDP, and the GDP deflator, you can look at any economic report and say, I know what these numbers really mean for people's lives.